Hello and welcome. My name is Mo. This is the abridged version, and this week we are blind dating some books. It is currently Monday, February 10th. It is almost 4 p.m. and Valentine's Day is this Friday. I have ordered 2 books from 2 separate Etsy shops that do blind date with a book packages. Both of the shops that I ordered from had customization and request options. I elected to opt out of those, maybe against my better judgment, so that I could have a true, authentic mystery experience. So my plan for this week is to blind date some books, do some overall Valentines, Galentines, girly, self-care type of things, and involve books as much as I can. I hope to read both of these mystery books, give my rating and review, and overall suggestion if doing something like this is worth it. The first shop we're going to check out is Legendary Shoppy, and I believe the normal MSRP for this book package is $36.92. They were doing a sale, and I got mine for $24. Shipping was $5.31. Tax was $1.44, bringing the order total to $30.75. If you watched my previous video about mindful budgets when it comes to your book collection, then you know that this is a bit pricey for me personally to be spending for a book. However, there will be some extra goodies in here, and I think the overall mystery experience is a bit of fun as well. That might be worth the extra tax. You also have the ability to personalize your package. If you want to avoid the potential of getting any duplicates, you can submit your Goodreads profile and they will verify your recent reads. You can also put any triggers that you might have or authors that you do not want to read from in the comment section as well, and they will take that into consideration when shipping out your book. Without further ado, let's crack this one open and see what's inside. Okay, so I am actually kind of glad that it's wrapped in this extra layer of plastic. I wasn't really sure what to expect when I cracked open the postage packaging. So I'm gonna crack the plastic open on this and then we'll see what's really inside. Okay, so right on top we have a pen or highlighter here and the hot chocolate. We have what looks like a little rating bookmark, a few stickers, some pink tabs, and the little note on top says, "Are you ready to take the challenge of a fallen god?" So I assume that is a hint into what we're gonna be reading. All right, now that we've checked out all the extra goodies, I think we should get into the actual book. I really want to have my reaction recorded, but it's hard for me to unwrap this and hold the mic. So I'm going to not look, unwrap it fully, and then I will show you and me at the same time, okay? Drum roll, please. The first mystery book we received in the adventure category is, ooh, The Trials of Apollo by Rick Riordan. So this is actually crazy. Don't judge me. I haven't read any Percy Jackson books either. I know you guys went crazy on me about not reading anything from the Hunger Games, but I haven't read any Percy Jackson either. Sorry. However, this is pretty cool. This is exciting. It says, Apollo, the once glorious god of the sun, music, poetry, and more, has been cast down to earth in punishment by Zeus. Now he is an awkward mortal teenager named Lester Papadopoulos. In order to regain his place on Mount Olympus, Lester must restore 5 oracles that have gone dark. But how is he supposed to accomplish this task without having any godly powers? It's time to recruit some help. A certain demigod named Percy Jackson shows him where he needs to go. A training camp on Long Island called Camp Half-Blood. So this is definitely giving possible young adult vibes, maybe even younger than that, but this does sound really interesting and fun, and probably a good little easy read to hit my goal of getting these 2 books done by Friday. All right, our second mystery book comes from the shop Inky Rose Design. This one was a bit more expensive because I specifically requested a new book, and the item total was originally $39.99. However, the shop also had a discount going, and it was $14 off, so the total came out to $25.99. Shipping was $8.25, which was a little bit more expensive than the other one. Sales tax was $1.56, so the order total for this one was $35.80. Of course, they also give you all of the customization options as the other shop as well, including being able to attach your Goodreads profile to see if it is something that you already have in your collection. All right, we're getting right into this bad boy, ripping it open. So it looks like this shop owner actually found a way to stick the stickers without removing the backing of the sticker to the book. Keeps it secure in transit, which is really nice. They also have that cute little flower on top, which I absolutely love. It looks like we got a similar color for the highlighter, some different color tabs, orange and yellow, and some more bookish stickers for this one. Okay, maybe you changed my mind about the stickers being stuck to everything, because everything is stuck to everything now. And now we're gonna get into what the actual book is. All right, so our next mystery book in the romance category this time is Megan Quinn, The Reunion. Interesting. Actually, I've never heard of this. It says 3 siblings, 3 love stories, 1 chance at happily ever after. Martin and Peggy Chance believe love should last a lifetime. With their 50th wedding anniversary on the horizon, they've modeled a beautiful relationship for their 3 grown children. But to their dismay, that lesson hasn't quite caught on. The 3 siblings just can't seem to take a chance and find love in their own lives. When the Chance siblings come together to plan the ultimate anniversary party for their parents, they'll have to navigate romantic entanglements, sibling rivalries, and the definitive end of their childhood. Whatever happens, the reunion promises to be fun, flirty, and a wild ride. Cover is very cute. So, softcover, how did I get debated twice into thinking that both of these were hardcover books? Initial reactions. Obviously, I don't have either of these books. Neither of them were on my TBR. So, first mission accomplished. How I feel in general, both of these are fairly cheap books. The Trials of Apollo is marked at $10 MSRP, and The Reunion is marked at $12.95 MSRP. So, obviously, you're definitely overpaying for the book itself. The extras, most of them are pretty marginal in price, so again, I don't know if there's a whole lot of value in either of these, which is perhaps why they run things kind of at a discount, but even then, I don't know if these packages are worth the $30 that I paid each for them. However, if they are good reads and good choices that I would not have otherwise picked up myself, I might change my opinion on this whole scenario. All right, now the only thing left to do is read, see if we love it, or if we're kicking these blind dates to the curb. It is now 10:45-ish p.m. I did some work, played some video games, got a little editing done, and now it is time to fold a massive pile of laundry and get ready for bed. I think what I might do is actually put on a little face mask and maybe listen to a little bit of an audiobook and then snuggle up in bed with my heated blanket and check out the Trials of Apollo. I will probably check in with you guys tomorrow and let you know how I'm feeling about it. It is about 2 p.m. on Tuesday afternoon, the 11th, and today is typically a day off for me. However, I do play D&D with my friends on Tuesday evenings, and I am the Dungeon Master, so I spend a lot of my Tuesday prepping for the campaign. I also have a photo session that I shot over the weekend, and I have to deliver by tomorrow, so I want to get that done and edited today. This afternoon, I spent kind of cleaning up, organizing, doing some laundry, and responding to some messages and emails, and now I will be jumping into that editing. But before, I wanted to talk about the Trials of Apollo. And I'm honestly having a pretty good time reading this. It is very YA, like I assumed, and I think I would be having even more fun if I had any experience reading any other Percy Jackson novels. However, I do appreciate Rick's prose. I can understand and see why a lot of people love his books, and I think that I will probably really enjoy this. I'm making pretty good progress. I'm 44 pages in chapter 6, and we have obviously met Apollo, we have met Meg, and we have seen Percy Jackson and his mom, and now they're heading off to the camp. I don't think this is the type of story I was expecting to read this week when I decided to do this blind date challenge, but I think it's pretty interesting. Obviously, this is a super YA read, but I am enjoying the parallel parallel world aspect and dynamic that is shown through the contrast of what Apollo is used to and his experience in general compared to living as a teenage boy in New York. And for a 330 plus odd page book, I seem to be getting through it pretty quickly. So I think we'll still be able to hit our goal of reading both of these books this week. So I will be getting into some things that I have to do for the rest of the day and hopefully getting some reading sprints in mixed in between. I will check in with you as I go along and keep you updated on how I'm feeling about this book. Good afternoon. It is about 12:45 on Thursday, February 13th. Valentine's Day is tomorrow, and I am about halfway through Trials of Apollo. I'm gonna be honest. I really want to DNF it. And it's not that it's bad. I'm just bored. I'm really just bored. I think that the direction it's taken, where they're just kind of like hanging out at Camp Half-Blood, I think I might feel a different way if I had read some Percy Jackson and had some kind of attachment to this camp and some of the people that are there. However, I don't, and it's just taken this weird like turn into these people are missing, but we're gonna do our summer camp festivities anyway and have this three-legged race. And obviously I'm at a point now, I'm on chapter 17, and something just happened. Something crazy just happened, and I can feel a shift. I just don't really care. And I would much rather try and read our other book and see if I have similar feelings or if I actually enjoy this, because the whole theme of this video was to blind date books and see if we can find one that we love. I'm not loving this. So I don't know. It's not bad. Like, I've literally highlighted so many fun little moments. I'm just bored. I don't know. I think we're going to read something else. So my plan is to maybe edit a little of this video, read a little bit more. Maybe we will crack a few pages of this bad boy and see how we're feeling about it. Later this evening, my friend Michi is gonna come over. We're gonna do some Galentine's Day festivities, read our cute little romance novels together, and just have a cozy night in. So hopefully you will see some of that later. It is now a Friday afternoon on Valentine's Day. We had a lovely night last night. I had my friend Michi over and we read a little bit, did a little Galentine's Day festivity. She was so sweet and she brought me a cute little gift, and we just hung out and snacked on some chocolate and read some good books. I also gave Ian, my husband, his Valentine's Day gift last night, and he really loved it. Now, about the books, of course, I started reading the reunion reunion yesterday by Megan Quinn, we decided to temporarily DNF The Trials of Apollo. I'm actually really enjoying this. I am 126 pages in, and it's actually really good. We get a lot of different POVs. There is a good dynamic between all of the family members. Each of the snippets of romance that we are getting have just the right amount of tension and mystery. So I think this is going to be a perfect read to wrap up my Valentine's weekend. Speaking of Valentine's weekend, I do have to work tomorrow and Sunday, so Ian and I are going to be spending today together, just relaxing, being in each other's company, probably watching some TV, movies, probably reading some, and maybe even playing some games together. Perhaps the next time you see me, I will be telling you exactly how I felt once I finish Megan Quinn's The Reunion. So it is now Wednesday, February 19th, and I actually just finished The Reunion last night. And I definitely wanted to finish this earlier in the weekend, but the weekend just got a little weird. I was supposed to work on Saturday, but it got canceled due to the weather, so I actually got the opportunity to go see my niece compete in a horse jumping show, which was very cool. And then unfortunately, I did have to work all day on Sunday, which I shouldn't say unfortunately, because I'm blessed and I should be grateful for everything that I have. But I did want to spend some time reading and filming this video for you guys. So unfortunately, I did not get to do that. I did have a really great Valentine's Day. My husband and I spent the day in. We ordered some food, watched some anime, played some video games, and it was honestly perfect for us. Today, we are experiencing an insane snowstorm and most likely will be snowed in today and tomorrow. I plan on wrapping up this video, getting it edited, and hopefully out for you guys by the end of this week. I appreciate you all for going on this journey with me, and I am finally ready to share my thoughts on this whole experience. First, I want to say that I actually really enjoyed The Reunion. I have never read anything by Megan Quinn, and apparently she has a lot of books out, so I may be adding a few books of hers to my TBR. What I think I really appreciate most about books like this is, yes, they are technically romance, but it is almost as if the romance is the subplot. Books like these are much more focused on the overall experiences of the people involved, the relationships sometimes outside of romance and intimacy, whether it be, in this case, siblings or parents. And I think there are a lot of good lessons that can be taught, some perspective and understanding that can be gained in books like this when you think you are just chasing the sweet little romance and then you're surprised by a profound understanding. I did end up tabbing and highlighting a few things in here. Some of them are very silly and that I won't share, but one that I think really sums up a good bit of this book I will share with you. And it's towards the end, but no spoilers. I don't know if I mentioned, but this is actually 6 POVs, which I didn't realize at first and I thought would get a little crazy, but it worked really well, honestly, and it was a joy to kind of get all those different perspectives. This quote is between 2 of the characters who are siblings that have an interest in 2 of the other characters that are in the book, and they're kind of discussing what they've learned about their interests. And one of them says, "I think patience and understanding as a partner can go a long way. Some of us need it more than others." I think that social media and society standards in general have made it so that a lot of us chase like the perfect person, the perfect partner, someone who checks every box and has no flaws, but that person just doesn't exist and will never exist. And that's not to say that you should settle for someone who makes you unhappy or who does not align with you in many of your moral or spiritual beliefs. But I think it is important to realize that no one is perfect, and when you find someone that you love and love unconditionally, that means accepting them and their flaws, but also being willing to understand the root of those things and where they come from. And if there is a way that you can work on those things together and adapt. And I think that is really the lesson that's learned in this book, despite all of the other things that kind of come up, is that line right there. And it's just understanding and being there and being willing to learn around someone and their trauma or their past experiences and what made them who they are. As far as my rating goes for this, I don't know if it's a 4. I think it's close. I would probably put it at like a 3.75, and I really just think there was some stuff that was just weird. Some comments that were made that were like borderline just inappropriate. I don't know how to really explain it without saying it, and I don't want to say it. So I would just say maybe like look up trigger warnings. There is some spice, but other than that, I really like the writing. Like I said, there was a few little profound thoughts in there that I really appreciated. I really liked how Megan Quinn kind of interwove all these characters together. I just feel like some things could have been executed a bit better. I think the ending, which is kind of like the climax of everything coming together, should have taken a little more time and been a little more thorough with the kind of accumulation of everything leading to this point. But I feel like that's a problem I have with books often, is just not entirely feeling satisfied with the ending. So yeah, I think maybe 3.75, 4 for this one. I briefly want to talk about The Trials of Apollo because I really didn't give much of a review of this book. Obviously, I did DNF it at about 159 pages. That is chapter 17. For me, that is quite a lot of time to invest in a book and then give it up. In any other circumstance, I might have pushed through and finished it, but I really wanted to have this video out at a decent time and get through at least one of the books that we dated in this video. However, I really just don't know if that series is for me. As I mentioned earlier, I've never read any Percy Jackson. The series itself is very young adult, and the stakes are very low, although they should be high with what's happening. It just never feels like that. And I think that was my biggest issue in reading this, is I do appreciate higher stakes, or at least the emotion around what should be higher stakes. And as much as like there's oracles missing and a god has fallen from the sky, we're just like chilling at a summer camp and doing 3-legged races. And I realized that this book is supposed to be finding these 5 oracles, and we don't even really start looking for one halfway through this first book. I just knew that it wasn't going to be for me, and I knew that I wasn't going to love the pacing or really want to pursue other books in this series, so I just wanted to move on. I will say, like, for a YA book, the prose is not really YA. There are some words that I literally had to Google because I didn't know what they meant, and I don't really find myself doing that in a lot of other modern books that I read. I think a lot of books that are published as adult content very rarely express adult vocabulary, and I think that's an unexplored conversation and argument that I hear a lot on BookTube and Book Talk currently. So I think there's a time and place for all of those things. I think this shows that you can have fun, silly, goofy interactions with teenagers and still provide more thorough and thoughtful, extensive prose. At the surface level, Apollo is obnoxious and annoying and self-centered. Obviously, that's supposed to be who he is as a character. I just hate when things like that have to be brought up on every page and in the way that it's brought up. Like, show me that in different ways. Show me the vanity in different ways instead of just like the backhanded comments. I just think that this one's not for me.
And I have to say next.
Now, would I do this again? What do I think? Would I blind date some books again? Yes and no, I think, is my answer. I don't know that I will ever do anything like this via Etsy again. If I do, I think I will definitely take advantage of those customization options. As I mentioned earlier in the video, I elected to opt out because I really wanted to see what the true mystery authentic experience would be like. And as I also said at the beginning of this video, that might have been against my better judgment. If I do decide to do this again in the future, I definitely think I will send my Goodreads profile and add some extra details in the comments so that the book can be more fine-tuned towards my tastes. I think if I do this again, I would probably go to a local bookstore or maybe try another avenue, maybe a mystery book box instead, where I can maybe have a little more insight into what is actually going to be in the package and tailoring it maybe to my tastes. I do also really like the idea of it being entirely mysterious, which is why I did things the way I did here I wanted to have books presented to me that I would have normally never picked up on my own. And that is exactly what happened. So in that sense, I think we were successful. However, I don't know that the value was there for me. And because I didn't fully enjoy one of the books, of course, that's a little disheartening. Speaking of the value, of course, there is something to be said about the labor and care and attention to detail that someone who is doing this puts into their product. The wrapping of both of the books were really well done, and it was really fun to kind of open and see all of those things kind of sticking out of the book and attached. Unwrapping the book itself and kind of figuring out the mystery underneath was, of course, a really good time. I do think this has really good value as a gift or something that you might do and share with another person, maybe a friend or a loved one, where you can both buy a mystery book and read them together, exchange them, and like generally put yourself out of your comfort zone when it comes to reading. As far as all of the little goodies attached, I really did like both of the highlighters that I got. I ended up using them. I also tried to use the tabs, which worked fine. I do have a lot of those that I already own and that are similar color to the ones that I received. The stickers I have put aside to possibly journal with or junk journal with in the future, so maybe you will see those in another video. And I honestly completely forgot about the hot chocolate and the tea, so I might have to enjoy those today on my snow day. I think overall I was just excited and blessed to have a fun week that was filled with books and love. And I hope that you had a great Valentine's week as well. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, definitely let me know in the comments. Maybe tell me what your favorite part was. And I hope to see you in the next video. You know the deal. Be good to yourselves, be good to each other, be good to the universe, and I will see you next time. Bye!